What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 51 of the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Today, I want to talk to you about a book from Boom Studios called Steed and Peel. This is the first 3 issues of what I believe is an ongoing series from Boom Studios based on the 1960s sci-fi television series from Great Britain called The Avengers. Not to be confused with the Marvel Comics superhero team, this was kind of like Doctor Who filtered through the lens of James Bond, if that makes any sense. It's an older guy and a younger woman having James Bondian Man from Uncle-esque adventures. And I've never actually watched the Avengers TV series. I did watch the movie with Uma Thurman and Sean Connery and Ralph Fiennes a long time ago, but mostly I bought this book. This is going to sound a little mean, but I bought it because it was like $3 and it has Mark Waid's name on it. This is co-written by Mark Waid and Caleb Monroe. Mark Waid did the story, but Caleb Monroe did the script. And then art duties are by Steve Bryant and Will Sliney. And this is the first 3 issues and a prologue issue. And basically, like I said, I bought this book because it was cheap. I have no real experience with this particular version of the Avengers other than that movie from forever ago. But I ended up really enjoying this story. Basically, you have one short story where Steed and Peel, they face off against this group called the Hellfire Club, not to be confused with the Hellfire Club from the X-Men comics, although I've heard rumors that that version of the Hellfire Club was actually inspired by the Hellfire Club from the Avengers TV show, because Emma Peel, she actually dresses kind of like the Hellfire Club dressed up Jean Grey in the Dark Phoenix story, and there's one cover that's collected in this book that is very much like a cover from the Dark Phoenix saga. But anyway, there's this story where Steed and Peel fight off against the Hellfire Club, and then there's a 3-part story. It's the main 3 issues of this book, where the Hellfire Club is behind this nuclear apocalypse of sorts. And initially it might seem like that kind of story is very out of place for this kind of series. They never did anything like a nuclear apocalypse in the TV show, so you might be thinking that's a little weird, that's a little out there, but they tie it all together by the end of this book. They make it feel right. And I really enjoyed this book. Now, if you are a huge fan of the TV series or these characters, you might feel differently. As someone who has no real experience or history with these characters, I really enjoyed it, and I think other people would as well. I think this is a good jumping on point for people who don't have any history with the characters, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if you do have a history with the characters, you probably will enjoy it as well. So those are... Oh, I did want to talk about the art real quick. So I don't know who does the art for the prologue issue and who does the art for the main 3 issues of the book, but I am going to say that I like the art for the main 3 issues better than the prologue issue. The prologue issue, I felt like, was trying way too hard to capture the likenesses of the actors who portrayed these characters, and that can be very distracting when you're doing an adaptation of something based on real human beings. When you're creating your own characters, you can kind of do whatever you want. You can be very loose with the pencils, but when you're drawing somebody who actually exists, it can make the art very stiff, and I feel like that was kind of a mistake that the prologue issue made. But the main 3 issues of this book, I feel like they do a good job of capturing the likenesses of those actors and actresses, but they don't feel too beholden to real life. They are just loose enough, and they're able to do just enough freeform art without making it look like it's trying to be photorealistic that I think it works really well. There's a good balance that's struck in those last 3 issues, and I wish I could remember who did the art for the prologue issue and who did the art for the last 3 issues, but overall, I really like this book, and if you're looking to get into something not Marvel and not DC, if you're a fan of the old school James Bond movies, which you've probably seen before, and you're wanting to get into more stuff kind of like that, then I would recommend this book if you can't get your hands on the old Avengers TV series, which I don't know how you would get your hands on that. I'm assuming it's on DVD, but for all I know, it might be crazy expensive. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this book. I hope that you guys liked this video, and if you did, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow with a different kind of video. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.